Hey guys, what's up? Matt Lighty here. This is my build I've been playing in Dark Shrine Hardcore for just a couple days now. I'm playing for about a day and a half of it. It's pretty fun. It is a Prismatic Groundslam or main hand Groundslam. Um, some of you may have seen Gutted video a while back about this type of thing. But it's you use a Prismatic Eclipse in your offhand, grants a large amount of attack speed because of the green sockets, 36% global attack speed, and you use Groundslam, wherever it is, which doesn't work with swords, so it just attacks with your main hand. This makes it so you attack very fast, globally, not just with your main hand, which means it also affects Leap Slam, which means I clear pretty fast because I can jump really fast. And it also affects Vengeance, Riposte, and all that stuff because I have some block chance. 32%, it's not bad. My armor rating is 44%. I don't have much armor. Let's take a look at the gear first, then skill tree. Gloves, just Triro's life. Same with belt. Same with boots. Same with helm. Same with rings. You just want life, flat, whatever, all that stuff. Main hand, you can use a mace. The Crab Claw, as it is known, is a pretty good mace for this. As far as good starting maces go. Rare maces will be better. This offers a couple things that are unique to it, being that you cannot knock back enemies, which only really affects Val Groundslam, and makes it a little easier to not have things kind of trail off the sides. All attack damage chills when you stun, which is extremely often, which means things are chilled pretty much all the time, which is very nice. Now, I have a pretty high reduced enemy stun threshold, 25% there, the 23% there, a little more in tree. So I stun pretty often for things that can be stunned, makes it really safe. Health is not bad, 4.3k, 4.4k, level 73. So it's pretty good. Damage is at 9.4k without frenzy charges. That's without having Onslaught. I get Onslaught pretty often using Duresso's Defiance. It's a lovely chest since I'm Iron Reflexes. It effectively gives me, 1.6k armor, which is nice. Leech is very good for this build. Dodge is whatever. And then the endurance charges are pretty much fluctuating on and off. Warlord's Mark also gives me some. And the life is okay. And again, we've seen Prismatic Eclipse. Ideally, the things I would have is probably have a Lightning Coil instead. That's about it. Maybe Duresso's Define for Devotee's Devotion for a helmet. Maybe even work a Ming's in there. I am in hardcore. Doriani's belt would be better. Taste of Hate, Roomies, all the expensive fixings for most melee builds apply to this one. Let's check out the tree. Pretty standard. Ignore that. That's supposed to be over there. But I am a bum and do not have refund points. So we got Iron Reflexes, some of the block nodes, Bloody Bludgeon, Reaving Stance. We don't want to not be attacking ever. Resolute Technique, all the mace nodes here. Up here for some of the AoE, all the useful life and all that stuff. Where would we go from here? We basically fill out the life wheel here. There's life there. Then we start getting Jewel Socket, Jewel Socket, Jewel Socket. Soul of Steel is nice. So is Unyielding. I can work some stuff around so I can reach it easier. And then there's also these nodes here, which are pretty good. Overall, basically work out, you're getting free armor from it. As far as the effective point ratio goes there. So it's decent. Our links are pretty standard. Blood Magic, Faster Attack, Leap Slam. That's so we can leap really fast and travel. Battle Groundslam, Multi-Strike, Added Fire, and Melee Physical is our 4-link. Our added push-through for damage and clear speed makes a huge difference. Riposte, Arctic Armor, Hatred. We have 3 green sockets. We have to have 3 green sockets. So these work pretty well. Arctic Armor, Hatred, and Herald of Ash are our auras. We're not moving, so we actually gain the benefits of Arctic Armor. Compared to like Cyclone or other builds that are on the move, you just get Chill Ground. We get Chill Ground, but we also get the actual damage reduction. Casting damage taken is linked to Molten Shell and Warlord's Mark. Pretty simple here. Actually, probably should replace Molten Shell with the Mortal Call, but overall it's not a big difference. Melee Physical, Multi-Splash, Ground Slam, Blood Magic, Fast Attacks, pretty simple. Life Gain and Hit would be my 6th thing, or maybe Weapon Elemental Damage, Life Leech. Reckoning, Vengeance, Blood Rage, and Blood Magic. All pretty self-explanatory. Let's run a map real quick and just show you what's up. Just a mountain ledge. The clear speed is actually not that bad. Groundslam isn't a very popular choice because you're competing with stuff like Static Strike, mainly Cyclone, possibly my fault. Anyway, Groundslam's pretty nice. I don't like playing Groundslam, the what's it called, two-hand version that much, because then you might as well just play Cyclone, and it's just strictly better. And you can see though my clear speed's nice and things get stunned fairly often. It feels good, which I think is important. It's kind of like the arc of melee, and what I mean by that is you just, because of multi-strike, it auto-targets, and because it's Groundslam, it has a pretty wide spread. So you can literally just hold down right-click and it kills everything for you, which is a good feeling to have. And Val Groundslam's just the best. You just walk around, one-shot things. Boom, boom, boom. Dead. There you go. Its single target damage is actually pretty good also. Because of the stun thing, and there are mobs that can't be stunned or have higher stun ratio depending on your damage and their health, it makes it harder for you to clear some things, but stun is surprisingly useful. I think it's an underused mechanic in general. I am actually going to be planning to do Atziri at the end of this league. When I get like 85, 90, I'll probably do Atziri. Whenever the league's over, give it a whirl. I know it's possible. It won't be that good, but I know it's possible. You can also, for your 6th link, and I was debating this, you could swap in increased AoE and Conk Effect and swap that out, which is a decent swap. You can see how fast I move though, it's pretty nice. The movement speed's not to be fucked with pretty much. And the radius of Val Groundslam is pretty big. It's a guaranteed stun, guaranteed knockback, but we don't knock back because of the Crab Claw, which actually I think helps us in the long run. Leech is nice. Reflect isn't an issue at all. We have a good amount of armor, and because we're not moving, we have Arctic armor applying. You can see the single target damage is pretty good, and bosses do get stunned sometimes, not often. Movement speed is, I feel like it's not as fast as Whirling Blades would be, obviously, because Whirling Blades is just king. But this is pretty much as fast as you're ever going to get your fucking Leap Slam to go. Leap Slam is notorious for being probably the worst movement speed skill, I think, overall. I think it still has that title. It's not as, the issue isn't as much, you know, how far, it's just how far you go. You don't leap far enough. The frequency isn't the issue. You can leap very frequently. It's just the length isn't that good. Sometimes when you're fighting in large packs, it can get a little spread out your damage, and you can feel like your clear speed's slowing down slightly, but it's not as bad as it thinks. Oh, we got double Dark Shriner here. Again, Val Groundslam really just tears apart most problems you have. When in doubt, Val Groundslam. I actually have it linked to Spacebar, which I find very, very nice. It just makes it feel easier on my hand, which I think is actually kind of important. It gives a good feeling of just when in doubt, oh shit, you know, Spacebar. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, I love it. Alright, let's see what we get from Dark Shrines here. Take it. Alright, so we got replenishing. And perhaps next time. They've stolen our item. Blood Rage falls off sometimes, which is a little annoying. Maybe you can even have that link to a casting damage taken set up. That, Immortal Call. Low level Blood Rage, Immortal Call. And Warlord's Mark if you want to make it fully automated, which is an option. But overall, not really needed. Let's wait here actually until we get... I want to show you the power of Val Groundslam against the strong box. It's pretty crazy. Now this isn't like old school Flame Blast. You don't have to be scared of hitting Reflect. Pop a box, boom, Val Groundslam. Val Groundslam again, everything's dead. There's really nothing you could be afraid of. We have our Granite Flask, has bleeding. Our Quicksilver has of heat, so we can't be frozen, can't be bled out. Pop 2, just in case, you know, if you're too scared. there really isn't anything that can scare us. Stormblood, we have enough health for capped res. Nothing can really kill us in that regard. So the budget for this build is relatively cheap. I bought the Crab Claw for 1 Chaos. I bought the Restos for 2 Chaos. I bought Prismatic for 1 Chaos. So I've spent 3 Chaos on actually buying. Everything else was self-found. You could easily use a Tabula Rasa, to be honest, and be perfectly fine with it. That's like a cool option. You can go to Aqueduct Unmerciless when you get there and just farm Tabula Rasa until you get one from humility cards and buy the rest. I've seen people do that, and it is a viable option. Overall, I really like this build. I'm very proud of it, to be honest. It feels good. I will put a very, very brief build page up in the link, which will have skill tree, my gear, gems and links, all the fixings. I feel like this is fun. It's good. It feels good. I think it'll be stronger in the next league. Talisman League, it's a good choice. Is it as good as Cyclone? No. I mean, no melee build will be as good as Cyclone. Is it as good as playing Poison Arrow? No. But if you don't want to play those and get bored of those, it's a good alternative. I'm Matt Lighty. You've been informed, and I will see you later. Hey, I am Matt Lighty, and you just watched one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, why not click the subscribe button below? If you want to see similar content like this stuff over there, check it out. Take it easy.